오늘의 뉴스입니다. 효정학술원과 유럽 UPF 주관으로 2019년 6월 22일 독일 베를린 하얏트 호텔에서 2019 베를린 효정학술원 국제학술대회 및 제29차 국제통일사상 심포지엄을 개최해 큰 호응을 얻었습니다. 이번 행사는 세계평화교수협의회, 통일사상연구원, 천일국 학술원 후원으로 150여 명이 참석한 가운데 분과별 주제로 개최했습니다. 독일 통일 30주년을 맞아 베를린에서 개최된 국제학술대회는 통일 독일의 역사적 경험과 교훈을 되새기며 신한국 통일의 사회통합 문제에 대해 진지하게 논의했습니다.
Good morning, everybody. Today I'd like to share scientific revolution and God science. So this already I presented this year, February, at the 25th ICUS and the New Paradigm Science. This I revised one. And after I came to here, I had a chance to discuss with Dr. Shipov more than 3 hours. So through that discussion, I revised more. Because of time limit, I'd like to go fast. Scientific revolution, maybe somebody may be familiar, but somebody not so familiar. Political revolution is very common. Religious revolution is very common, but scientific revolution not so common. But I'd like to say we had a scientific revolution. The founder of God science is Reverend Dr. Sun Myung-moon and Hak Jahan-moon. So they said already a long time ago, God is the first scientist, and God exists before the formation of the universe, cosmos. And the scientist's effort is needed for kingdom of heaven. So that is a basic ground, basic foundation for the God science. So God is the first scientist because God is the first cause, and also God is the creator. And this year, February 13th, at the 25th ICUS conference, our Reverend Dr. Hak Jahan-moon proclaimed, now we will have God science, science centered on God. So officially proclaimed. So next year we will start God science. So science centered on God. So ICUS is one of very important pioneer for the ICUS conference. ICUS conference is a good and important pioneer for God science, centered on absolute value. Reverend Dr. Sun Myung-moon started in 1972. First, I think you must understand what is the concept of God science. So there are many ways to describe about the concept of God science. So one definition is science centered on God, who is the first cause and creator, and also the origin of all beings. And also second definition, maybe I'd like to say science in view of God, in view of God's ideal of creation, purpose of creation, and the laws of creation. Even you may say in view of the God's providence. So how can we understand science in view of God's providence? And third definition I'd like to say is science for God, especially how can we derive, how can we verify the God's existence? So through theologians and also philosophy and religious, they try to explain the God's existence, but not easy. There are so many objections to each other. But to me, science is the best way because science itself is a very objective science. That's why science can give a good way to prove God's existence. Secondly, how can you understand the creation, process of creation, mechanism of creation of God? So you may say in many words, but what is a clear process, even by number? How can we predict? Higgs mechanism is clearly, you can predict the size of mass. So through that way, you can understand the process of creation. So this is just two examples from God science. Of course, the object of God science is energy, matter, space, time, universe, string, elementary particles, atom, molecules, and DNA, cell, organs, plant, animal, gas, liquid, solid, or celestial bodies, or human body, all object of God science. The structure of scientific revolution starts from Thomas Kuhn. He published in 1962 the structure of scientific revolution. This book is historic books, so very, very famous. He was professor at Harvard University. And he said, science will develop not by linear progress, but through revolutionary progress. So he explained 4 steps, step 1, 2, 3, 4. Through step 4 steps, science will develop. Science has developed from the beginning. So I will explain also, Dr. Shipov will also explain about anomalies. Anomalies. We have a paradigm, but on the way we find anomalies which we cannot explain by contemporary paradigm. So that's why we need to invent new paradigm. And then with the new paradigm, we will continue maybe 70 years or 100 years. Then we will have another anomalies which we cannot explain by previous paradigm. So through this step 1, 2, 3, 4, we will, the science will develop. That is what Thomas Kuhn's suggestion or his formulate their structure. So first, so I try to explain 3 stages of scientific revolution. 3 stages of revolution, even though Thomas Kuhn, he didn't say 3 stages, but I'd like to say 3 stages. First stage, scientific revolution is so-called modern science, centered on quantum physics and also relativity, Einstein's relativity. This is very brief diagrams about the first scientific revolution, modern science, so-called modern science. So this diagram is very, very important, but they don't accept God, and they don't accept the relations with human being, and then they don't have mind about the ideal world. Just they talk about energy, space, time, matter. This is 4 basic elements to describe the universe or nature. Always we need to consider energy, and from energy we have space and time, and also from energy we have matter. So all these are relationship by special relativity and general relativity. So this is just brief diagrams. So for energy, we understand laws from general relativity and from special relativity and from quantum physics. We understand what is laws in energy, what is laws in space, what is laws in time, what is laws in matter. So this is all based on quantum physics and relativity about energy, space, time, matter. This is, I'd like to say, this is a first scientific revolution centered on modern physics. But the second scientific revolution is a little different. So we have, I'd like to say, 2 types. Type 1 is just by the same as the first scientific revolution. They don't accept God, they don't accept human being, they don't accept the ideal world. But they talk about this one, but they include more broad concept of information, not just mathematics or physics itself, more broad concept of information. So this second scientific revolution, so we have information related time, related energy, related space, related matter, but this information is more broad concept rather than just math and physics itself. And the second type of new paradigm is they accept the relationship between human beings, so-called anthropic principle. Anthropic principle that was proposed in 1974. Since then, anthropic principle is dealing with the relationship between human being and space, energy, space-time method. The consciousness is very important in the second type of new paradigm. But my point of this presentation is more focused on third scientific revolution, so-called, I say, God science. So God particle is very common. Higgs particle, we say God particle. But this God science is, like this, by the same token, this science centered on God. So this, the basic structure of God science can be explained by Reverend Dr. Sun Myung Moon's teaching, so-called unification principle. So in that explanation, we have a very important concept. First blessing, second blessing, third blessing. The third blessing is the basic paradigm for God science. So I'd like to say God science is a science of third blessing, or third blessing science. So this paradigm is third blessing. So God, human being, all things, and ideal world. This basic paradigm. So of course here all things, of course you must consider energy, space, time, matter all together. So here we should accept creation and between human and all things and the consciousness. So here also you must consider information I, but this information is related. Original information, not just human information, original information, which can be explained later by the God's original 성상, or by Dr. Lee's case, explanation, we may say inner 성상, inner 형상, combination of inner 성상, inner 형상. So original information is related to energy. Original information is related to space. Original information is related to time. Original information is related to matter. So this all you must describe in view of original information and also original energy also. The foundation of God science is origin of all things are God, or origin of all things is God, and harmony and unity among God, human being, and all things. That harmony is very, very important concept for God science. This is a base for third blessing science. So the goal of God science surely toward ideal world. So peaceful ideal world, unity, happiness, joy, goodness, truth, beauty, and beyond the boundaries. They're all basic concept of ideal world. Maybe I'd like to say what is a basic characteristic of God science. Maybe I'd like to say 5 points. Number one is all things is created by God. That is the basic starting point. And all things are objects of human being. Human being is subject position, is object position. And number three, the unity of God, human, and all things are so crucial, so important. And number four is the unity of spirit world and the physical world together. You must consider. And the number five is for God's ideal world. This is the basic concept of God's science in my perspective. So for that, we need a combination of all together, inspiration and the new truth and the new science and the new technology, God technology, all together. So by combining all together, we can systemize God science. So this is not a simple job, very difficult job. So here, Dr. Shipov is here. Dr. Shipov, he will present after me. And God is a combination of original information and original energy. So we call this original information, we divide by two, inner 성상 and inner 형상. Like inner 성상 is more purpose, and this is more roles. And this original 형상 is we call the pre-energy. That come from Dr. Lee's unification thought. about the information. So original information of God has two parts, as I said, inner 성성, inner 형성, plus. That's why all creatures should have combination of two parts, purpose of existence and the laws of creation. So in the purpose of creation, purpose of existence, we have heart, love, emotion, intellect, will. And the laws of existence, we have proper information, idea, concept, and also universal laws. Not only math, physics, chemistry, biology, astronomy, but also we have dual characteristics, give and give and receive action, origin, division, union action, purpose and foundation, and the structure of three-grade blessing. All together, we must consider to understand all creatures. The cognition is very important. Cognition. So cognition is between human being and the first God. So we need to understand God's original nature, original characteristics. So through cognition, so this cognition process of cognition we understand very well from Unifying Thought, chapter 9, so about the process of cognition. So information of formation of specific information is very, very important in the God science. So through inspiration, insight, meditation, awakening, wisdom, knowledge, synthesis, analysis, reasoning, sincere, desperate, heart, all together we will form information through cognition, like by resonance. Resonance is a very important principle. So information into space also very important. So first step is cognition, and then we will have original information and we will form human information together. Then we will have dominion over all things. Dominion over all things by resonance. This by resonance, this by resonance. So information will come from God to human being, to all things. This is basic structure of God science. And I'd like to say examples of God science. So one is God-centered technology, the so-called solution technology by Dr. Ucha Lee. So to treat waste oil, wastewater treatment at Yokosuka, Sasebo in Japan, we visit last year, December, and this year, January. So the mechanism is based on cognition and dominions. So cognition from God and all centered on that original information plus human information through this process. They form information and to have dominion over all things. So mini like a joining information chip they make. So this is a basic process of solution technology. So solution means science of regeneration. So they in Japan, when we visit Japan, Yokosuka Sasebo, so they build this body ship around $5 million. Very expensive, each ship, $5 million. So they already built 9 body ships. So we went there, it is part of the body ships. So we went there and we check every part and take a photo and also we take some sample. So this is what we brought from Japan. So this is before treatment. Then from there, the waste oil, then this oil will separate and they will recycle, they use again this oil. And this intermediate stage of waste oil, and this is clean water, they pour into the ocean. So we drink a little bit. So, and this is example of test. So Japanese government is very strict, very strict. If they don't pass the clear, strict condition, Japanese government will not allow outflow the waste oil to the ocean or on the land, because Japanese people will strongly complain. So they set a very strict condition but they all pass more than 2 years. They experiment again and again, and finally they made optimization. So from last year, April already, they have business, big money already, back and forth. The Wall Street Journal, Wall Street also, they invested money over there. So very big facility. So this is all conditions. Before treatment, after treatment, like 99% decrease. 99% decrease. This all BOD, COD, total nitrogen, total phosphorus. So these all elements. This should pass by Japanese government. Otherwise, they cannot continue. So this is just one example. 2 minutes. Okay, so this many examples. This not wastewater is only one example, but there are so many areas now ongoing. And second is cost-centered theology. This maybe Dr. Super will explain more, so I just briefly explain. So this cost-centered theology, that's why I'd like to say is a good example of cost science. So so far this is contemporary physics. This is a system, like inductive way to find the theory of everything. But this is the end. No more spirit world, no more God. This is the end. So-called M theory or all theory. But this vacuum theory is deductive approach from God, first reality, and the second reality is a primary vacuum. This is like spirit world. And the third reality is a physical vacuum, and the fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh reality. So physical vacuum is like a theory of everything. They start from third reality, but Dr. Shipov starts from first reality and second reality. That's why I'd like to say God-centered theology, God-centered theory. So this is somehow a new diagram from his new book. So this we have three realms. Realm of the highest reality, the God, first reality, second reality, third reality. And the fine material realm, this primary torsion field area, and this coarse material realm, fourth area, fifth, sixth, like that. So this is a physical world, including this physical vacuum, but this is beyond physical world. So yesterday, maybe the day before yesterday, I had a chance to seriously talk with Dr. Shipov. This diagram is really okay or not? Before I came to here, I made this one, but I really want to talk with him. This model is right or not? So God, we are spirit world, physical world. This first reality, and the second reality, third reality. And here two equation A, based on equation A and B. So A for spirit world, A and B1, B2. For physical world, physical vacuum, here A and BA, BB. So this is amazing discovery, how to unify physical world and spirit world together. Not only unifying four types of force. That unified field theory is just unifying physical world. But his approach is more than that. Unification between spirit world and the physical world. And further, unification between God and spirit world and physical world, created world. This is amazing scale and approach. So, because I have not so much time, so centered on this God science, how can we embrace two sides, God-centered technology and God-centered theory put together? That is my point of this presentation. So here, from this diagram, this is a solution technology, like this, the blue color. This is through human being, God through human being to all things. This course or this channel is so-called solution technology, like a God-centered technology. But this case, this yellow color, is God to these all things. This is more vacuum theory, more ontological aspect. So should combine together to make ideal world. So this channel is God, and this channel, vacuum, according to vacuum theory, nothing, first reality. and primary vacuum, spirit world, second reality, and physical vacuum, physical world, or third reality, and then all material world. This channel is by Dr. Shipov's explanation here through equations. And this side is Dr. Lee's God-centered technology. Already we had business working already. So by combining together, we can realize the ideal world. But I try to find some common base to unify. How can you unify together? So those are in view of God, we both origin technology also, original information. Here, vacuum theory, first reality. And about spiritual world, spiritual cognition, here, the second reality. And there, one by one, we have some common base to unify together. That is, to me, my challenge, how to unify, to realize the third blessing, or ideal world. So especially, Dr. Shipov very emphasized about the rotation, circular rotation and spherical rotation. Okay, within 1 minute.
Dr. Shipov can explain his theories.
Okay, so this conclusion. So scientific revolution we have first, second, third. And ICOS and the GAS conference will support to systemize GAS science. And GAS science will establish the unity of religion and the science centering on God, and the restoration of all things centered on God. On true, the ideal of human being is true parents, and ideal world is eternal good. And the creation of environment for the establishment ideal world. This is, to me, our goal of God science. This is our task for research again and again. So thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.